Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is August 18th, and right now we are looking at the visible satellite imagery. You can see the marine layer across some of Southern California. It's already retreating back towards the coastline as we speak, just touching the Bay Area. There's some nice sunny skies for the Central Coast, especially. So let's back all the way up through yesterday, and you can see we did have some thunderstorm activity across Lassen County and some portions of Northeast California. Could not kick one off across the Sierra Nevada. We actually popped off some of those cumulus clouds, some light precipitation associated with that, but did not get any lightning out of that. Then we scroll back towards this morning, and here we are. Now you can see that lightning strike activity over the last 24 hours yet again. Now, if you do smell some smoke or see some hazy skies out there, we are getting some smoke from Mexico. It's not too exceptionally bad, but if you see that out across the atmosphere there, that is what's going on here over the next 48 hours. Looks like the Gifford fire is not producing too much smoke here, and hopefully we don't kick off some more fires because we got some pretty warm conditions coming up here through the extended forecast, and we've got monsoon moisture moving back into the area with potential for thunderstorms across portions of California, Nevada, and Arizona. So we're going to be diving into those details as we go through the day today. Now, taking a look at what is going on here, this is where we are just about currently. You can see the trough off the coast of the Pacific Northwest. But if you notice this orange and yellow blob down there, that is that ridge of high pressure. It's becoming large and in charge right across the Four Corners region. And this is the monsoon machine. It's going to start to funnel some of that monsoon moisture back up across portions west here into California and Nevada. So we'll be going over some of those details. We'll be watching that closely here over the next few days, but you see the ridge really get established as we go through next week, all the way up across into Western Canada. So if I continue off into the forecast a little bit there, you can see the ridge not going anywhere in a hurry all the way on into next weekend, which means we're going to have monsoon moisture chances probably for a good week or so. Now, this is at 300 millibars. We're looking way up in the atmosphere, about 30,000 feet, but you can see the ridge just spinning out there, this anticyclone, and that is going to be what's helping to usher in some of that monsoon moisture. Just thought I'd show you the winds there at 30,000 feet. You can see that ridge not in a hurry to go anywhere as we go all the way in through the upcoming weekend. So here's precipitable water. This is percent of normal, and you can see the drier than normal conditions actually right now across some Utah, Nevada, Southern California, the southern half anyway, and portions of Arizona. We put that into motion, and as we go through this upcoming week, what you'll see is, and there we go, you start to see that some of that moisture intrude into California and Nevada. That's that monsoon moisture. This is Wednesday morning. Now we start to squaff in through Wednesday afternoon. We go through Wednesday night, and you see it start to push up towards central California, back up in towards Nevada as well. This is Thursday evening. We go on through Friday and kind of see that moisture from the monsoon season. It's starting to come back up over the area. So there it goes as we go through the weekend. It's going to be with us probably all the way on into the early portion of the following week. Also, on the flip side of that, because the ridge is building, we got extreme heat watch. This is Las Vegas, Nevada. Always good graphics out there. They updated it here this morning. Some very warm conditions, of course, which includes places like Palmdale, Barstow, 29 Palms of California, and portions of Arizona as well. So this, I believe we are looking out. Let me see. This is San Diego, California. And you see, as you get away from the coastal areas, extreme heat watch, 10 a.m. Thursday through 8 p.m. on Friday. Some pretty nasty temperatures out there. Low desert, up to 114 degrees. Be careful during the peak heating there if you're out doing strenuous activity. Now, the San Diego National Weather Service is now starting to talk about some of those thunderstorm chances. You can see it mainly focused across the higher terrain, but if you look really closely, you see a little bit of lower percentages for some portions of Southern California getting away from the higher terrain there out towards the coastal plain. That, we'll see how that turns out there. It's just a non-zero chance right now, but better chances across the higher terrain and the desert areas. You see Palm Springs checking in right there, 12%. And there's Joshua Tree at 16. And this is Hanford National Weather Service, again, talking about the heat coming up here. Now, wider view of things here, you can see where this extreme heat watch is in effect across portions of Arizona, up into southern Nevada, and for southern California, except for the coastal regions. Now, total precipitation. Let's take a look at what is coming here, and we're going to scroll on into this upcoming week. And look as we go through Thursday there. There is Thursday afternoon. You start to pop off some of those thunderstorms across the higher terrain. We go on through Friday afternoon. Look at that. It's monsoon moisture moving up across the Sierra Nevada into portions of Nevada, Peninsula Range, getting some activity. We go through Saturday again, Sunday again, Monday, Tuesday. You can see that monsoon signal is fairly decent as we go on in through next week. We might get a week of this activity here across the area. And will that get up towards the Burning Man there? Who knows? I had a question about that earlier, but these are some pretty heavy amounts across portions of Nevada. And of course, it just takes a little bit of a wrinkle to start to bring this further off to the west. But again, some pretty decent amounts across the higher terrain showing up there. Now, if we look at lightning flash density potential, you'll kind of see the similar picture here on the European. This is last night's run, the most recent. We go through Friday afternoon. You can see the potential for lightning stretch up across some of the transverse peninsular ranges, some of the desert areas here in Nevada. How far north across Nevada will that go? Good question. We'll be watching that here over the next few days, but definitely some more active weather to be talking about. And here's the European ensemble mean, and we'll put this into motion. Here we go through Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can kind of see these precipitation totals start to ramp up as we go through the weekend and on into the early portion of next week. So yeah, there is that monsoon season finally getting a bit more active and pushing a little bit further west. Now on the flip side of that, we got the daily 2-meter max temperatures. Watch this warm up coming. Let's go through Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Look at these temperatures just climbing. And except for the very immediate coastline, we are going to get very warm across the state of California. I mean, look at some of these temperatures. By the time you go towards Friday, Bakersfield 107, San Joaquin Valley very warm, Sacramento up over 100 degrees, all the way up towards the northern portion of the Sacramento Valley, Death Valley probably punching 120 degrees or so. A lot of 100 and teens or, across some of the desert areas here as well. And, you get away from the coastal areas and you warm up quite dramatically also. There's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. How long is that heat going to hang on? Well, it shows a little bit of relief coming as we go through the mid portion of the following week, not this week, but the next week. And if we take a closer look here at Southern California, this is today, Monday, August 18th. We'll go through Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. See that heat kind of creeping in there. Even out towards the coastal regions, start getting up into the mid and upper 70s. You get away from the coastal regions, you're into the 90s easily. 100 degrees start to show up. And of course, across the interior and the desert areas, you're getting in the 100 teens. And that hangs on for a while before some relief shows up the following week, as I mentioned. So this is Ontario. This is the wet bulb globe temperature. You can see there are different regions based on what they think you should be acclimated to. But even for Ontario International Airport, we're starting to get into the high category for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Probably the 4 warmest days there. John Wayne, Orange County is in region 1. A little bit cooler here, of course, but you can see we're getting into the moderate category. And look at Palm Springs. I mean, region 2, you could argue that would be region 3, but usually not enough moisture to justify that because the wet bulb globe index is based on people outside, the evaporative cooling, things like that, and people playing sports and whatnot. So you are in a drier area here in Palm Springs. That's why you didn't get region 3. But yeah, you can see this all the way up into the extreme category here. The warmest days being Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Pretty warm stretch upcoming here, even for Palm Springs standards. Blythe, something similar there as well. This is Sacramento getting up into the moderate category here. And this day would be on Friday, probably the warmest. San Francisco, nothing to worry about. Low, you can see nice, comfortable temperatures right along the immediate coastline there. Now, Blythe, look at this. The precipitable water really starts to ramp up as we go through really tomorrow night, and we start to really increase that as we go through the weekend there. So yeah, that is that monsoon moisture starting to spread across the region. Here's Palm Springs as well, the gradual increase in that monsoon moisture you can see as we go through the upcoming weekend also. And this is a Las Vegas International Airport. Check it out. Look at some of this activity here as we go through the early portion of next week. The ensemble is pretty good agreement on getting some precipitation back up into portions of Nevada. This is Palm Springs as well. Pretty good agreement showing up here with that monsoon moisture coming back into the area. This is Los Angeles International Airport. You can see some of the ensembles have some of that moisture moving out over some of the lower terrain of Southern California. So you can't completely rule that out just yet. It's something we'll be watching here over the next few days. We still have plenty of time to worry about that as of right now. And San Diego, something similar there as well. Big Bear, higher terrain, different story, much better chances for precipitation out of this event, especially as we go through the upcoming weekend. Now, Phoenix, look at that. Nice signal there for some of that monsoon moisture getting all the way back down in towards Phoenix International Airport. So, yep, that would be in the, what is this? We're going through the day Monday, and you're on in through Tuesday here as well. So, yeah, that is the time frame for that. And the 6 to 10 day, August 23rd through 27th, as you can imagine, above normal here across much of the West Coast. And holy monsoon season signal there, August 23rd through 27th. Love to see it if you like this more active weather here across much of the Southwest, including the state of California. And again, we'll be checking high resolution models when they get into range to see just how far this is going to extend back towards the west. And there's the 8 to 14 day and kind of a broad brush above normal as we go through the end of August. But yeah, anyway, we'll check back on a daily basis. I do have control of the Patreon page again as well, so go ahead and check that out. I'll probably try to leave the link down below. In fact, I'll do so here today. But anyway, click like and subscribe. We'll do this all again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.